Okay. Oh my goodness. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. So I know we're talking focus and attention today, and I'm definitely challenging myself on that because I am live on in my amazing Facebook community, the Soulful Success Lab. I'm live on YouTube right now, and I'm live on Instagram. So, you know what I mean? Just challenging my focus and my attention today for today's topic. So, why not? So it's going to be like juggling all the things. This topic, it was just so needed, and really needing to talk about this because I see so many of the women in my audience really struggling with focus, with maintaining attention. They're like, I don't know, I've never been diagnosed with ADD, but I swear I have it. ADD, ADHD, a lot of you know you have it, and yet there's not enough people that are really supporting you the way you need to be supported, and actually being able to manage, really effectively manage for the long term, your focus, your attention, your time, your energy, all of those things. So today is all about how to do that, right? How to do that super effectively for women like us, those of us who have high levels of sensitivity, hello empaths, and are also high sensation seekers, which if you're an entrepreneur, you're absolutely a high sensation seeker. And when you combine those two together, it is this beautiful balance that we need to maintain that most of us just don't remotely understand. And so today I'm just pulling back the veil, sharing the secrets so you can understand how to really maximize your focus, your attention, your follow through, because that's really the big thing. Working with yourself so you actually follow through on all the things that you're doing, right? Because you've got you are here to make a big impact. You are here to influence. You're here to create massive success in the world because you've got a message, you've got a mission, you've got a purpose. And so, yeah, some big things on the docket for you. So, like I said, today is all about increasing your focus and your attention with, as I like to call it, the divine alpha balance, because we're really getting into understanding and working with ourselves, not against, because that's what most of us are really good at doing, working really hard, leaning in, doing the hustle, working actually against ourselves instead of with ourselves. So before we get into that, like I said, we are in multiple places today. We are on Instagram, live on Instagram, where I am at stacy.rasky there. We are live on YouTube, also Stacy Rasky, and live in my amazing community, the Soulful Success Lab with Stacy Rasky. So chime in where you're at, where you're from, where you're joining, and what you are most excited about in this training. So if you're new to me, as I said, I am Stacy Rasky. I rock warrior veteran, best-selling author, speaker, and most importantly, soulful success coach for alpha women leaders. But what does that mean? I help successful, high-performing women who've plateaued shift from intimidating to influential by unleashing their badass power, owning their divine alpha energy, and leading with soul to elevate their impact, income, and empire. Because, we're here to go big, right? If you're an alpha woman, you're ambitious, and you're impatient. It is about building a legacy and an empire, not just a business. So, the other reason I was bringing this up, that we're talking about this subject, is because we absolutely talked about this a lot 2 weeks ago during my Embrace Your Alpha workshop. It is amazing how much this topic of like ADD or just difficulty with focus and attention came up for all of the alpha women that were in that amazing workshop, right? Like this is really common. Really common, so we're talking about attention, which again, we tend to associate with ADD, ADHD, but it's so much more than that, far beyond that. I think that was my thing. I'm like, well, I was never diagnosed, but I know my attention span is like super short when I'm not doing the things I need to do for me. the focus, the time management, all of that stuff. So many high performing women really struggle in this area, and mastering your focus and your attention is key to your success, especially as a leader, because now this is about leading your team, leading by example, being the leader for your clients, right? You need to be able to focus, follow through, have an attention span, be very present, all of that stuff. So, hello, all of you. Oh, thank you. The Alpha Workshop did rock, right? So deep. So deep. Oh my gosh. So, what have you done in the past to help improve your focus, right? Your focus, your follow through, your time management, helping improve your attention span. What are those things you've done in the past? I feel like I've done all the things, all the different things, right? Like the planners, time blocking, reminders, putting things in my phone calendar, all kinds of different stuff, right? Like there are so many different things. Oh, beautiful. So good to see you. So good to see you. Dallas, Pittsburgh, Carlisle, PA. Love it, love it. Yes. Oh, right. Even medications. Yeah. It is amazing how many medications they give us, right? People do that, the Adderall, different Klonopin and some of the different like anxiety medications in hopes to the benzos, right? Benzos to help kind of focus, or doing the Adderall to help speed you up or try to get parts of you to match the speed of how your brain works, right? Like there's so many things out there. Phone reminders. Yeah. Oh, listen to music. Yeah. But music is a fantastic way to focus. So fantastic. Oh, yep, the to-do list. This is so good. So yeah, a lot of the comments are coming in on Facebook right now. Too many, don't follow through, right? Like, no sense of time, always needing alarms. Yes, all these different ways that we try to manage or improve our focus and our attention. But again, all of those things have never really worked because as women, especially as alpha women, we process information differently. It's not that simple. So we need to nurture our focus differently. So it's not as simple as just one fix. Yes, alarms on everything. Yeah. So planners and schedules, time blocks, all the different things, those are external solutions. But as alpha women, our focus and attention is actually an internal system. It's totally an internal challenge when it's not working, and this is why it doesn't work. Why those external things like planners, time block schedules, and even reminders, because we can get good at just turning off the alarm and not actually following through with what the alarm is set for, right? It's why that stuff doesn't work, because it's not enough to just manage your time or just focus on the focus when your entire being functions differently. When you're highly sensitive and a high sensation seeker. Like I said, this is where empath meets entrepreneur. And most of us, really ambitious, super amazingly driven women, if you're a high performing woman, whether you own the fact that you're an alpha woman or not, or it's just part of who you are in order to be the leader for your business, right? There's this beautiful balance of high sensitivity and high sensation seeking, right? Yeah, still hard not to do all the things. Yes. Just turn off the alarms and reminders, right? So it's not enough to just manage your time. You must also manage your energy and the information input and output. Like there is a lot we've got to do, because here's the thing, 20% of the population is highly sensitive. That's your empath, right? And of course, the more you own your empath and your sensitivity, the more all of a sudden more of those people are coming into your world, right? So all of a sudden you're like, wait, I'm surrounded by empaths. It's amazing. So, but it's really only 20% of the population is highly sensitive. And you can feel the energy and the emotion of the world around you, right? Like the people, the places, it's just how you interpret and engage in the world. So what does that mean? It's your brain and your body are wired differently. They're wired differently. So you are literally processing information using all of your senses all the time. All the time. So you're receiving information emotionally, energetically, intellectually, physically, right? So it's your mind, body, and spirit body are all processing information in everything that you're doing. So do you ever feel like your brain is working so fast that you can't keep up? Right? Have you ever been like in conversation and literally your brain gets ahead of what you're saying and then you're like, oh, blah, 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 right? Or your hands can't keep up on the keyboard, or the ideas, you just can't jot things down fast enough, right? Your brain is just working so fast, can't keep up. Or do you ever have those situations where you're talking to somebody and you start talking really, really fast, and then you're hopping from topic to topic to topic, right? Back and forth, like you're subject hopping, and people just can't keep up with you, but you're literally like, oh yeah, of course, it totally makes sense. You're just keeping the conversation going. And people are just like, wait, what are you talking about? Do you ever have that happen? And again, it's because you process so much information so rapidly, just the way that you're wired. Your brain works faster than most other people. Think of it in the context of a computer. You just have a faster processor than most other people. Literally my husband has had to train himself to keep up with how my brain works, because he's just like, you're crazy. I can't keep up with you. I can't keep up with you sometimes. So, it's literally, it's also why your attention span can be so short. You're literally on to the next thing that much faster. Yeah, everything is just super, super, super fast. Oh yeah, especially when I'm exhausted, right? Yes, 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 yes. It's also why you can see the solutions or the answers before other people quite often, right? But it's also why you can go down that what if rabbit hole of like worst case scenarios. Because again, your brain can go really, really far. And it's why we can get into sort of creative overload or creative overwhelm of like just too many ideas, right? Too many ideas, like open the floodgates and like download. And it's like, wait, how do I even handle all of this information? It's just so much, so much. And again, it's balancing the sensitivity and the sensation seeking. So it's why also, if you are an empath, that as an entrepreneur, you're quite most likely also a high sensation seeker. So what does that mean? What is a high sensation seeker? I think you pretty much get it, but sometimes people just automatically go to like bungee jumping or riding a motorcycle like I do. But that's not it. It's just constantly pushing outside of your comfort zone, right? Challenging yourself to do new things. And if you're challenging yourself to do new things all the time, right, that's sensation seeking. Alpha women are great at always being in a state of motion, right? We're constantly just go, 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 doing. We're always in the state of motion. We don't sit still. We don't stagnate. It's always like learning something, doing something, just never bored, right? There's no boredom here. And so that sensation seeking can be the big stuff, like I said, like for me, right? I'm a badass biker chick. I ride my motorcycle all the time. I love it. That's definitely a lot of physical sensation. It's amazing. Bungee jumping, of course. It could be riding a horse. It could be, but it can also be information seeking, right? So if you love to consume and learn, right? The education addict, because your brain works so fast, we constantly need stimulation. So we're constantly learning. But if you don't balance your sensitivity with the sensation, the need for the sensation, and again, the input, you end up in information and sensory overload. So an easy way I like to describe it is kind of like where you've got the tentacles of the energetic tentacles coming out of your body. They're just spread everywhere. They're just extended. And so it's things we're investing in. We're investing in the people you love. We're investing in the giant to-do list that's still on the back burner that we have invested emotion and energy to because we wrote it down, but we haven't gotten to it, right? There's all the things you're procrastinating. There's all the things that you need to do in your business and anything else that catches your attention. And this can even be some of those energetic and emotional tentacles can also be the conversations that we don't have that we need to, right? With some of the important people in our lives. Maybe the conversations that we need to have with ourselves. Yeah, a little bit of self-parenting, like, need to get our shit together, right? So there's all of those things that we're just sort of extending out. And of course, this has been a big challenge lately in 2020 because we've had things, huge things, right? Like COVID, worldwide pandemic. We've got this huge shift with the racial inequality and injustice that's happening right now. So there is a lot of information, sensory input coming into our realm. And so it's been very exhausting, very overwhelming for so many people. So this is why time management, the new planner, the reminders is not enough for focus. You got to manage all the other input and output as well, right? Not to allow yourself to be so overly extended, but we do it out of habit. And like I said, this is like walking a tightrope, right? You're balancing the sensitivity and the information processing with your constant need for more information and stimulation, right? Oh, yes, procrastination, always a big one. Yes. So how do you balance? Right? That's what today's all about, right? Of course, we've got this understanding now of how we process information and why what we've been doing in the past is not working. Now it is about how to balance yourself and take control of your focus and your attention. And it starts with managing you first, managing your energy, managing your emotions, and really anchoring in with you. Because again, we've got all these tentacles everywhere, right? We got to pull it back into ourselves, pull the energy back. Wow. And when we're invested in so many things, it's one of the ways we actually give our power away because we can attach to all this stuff that's really kind of out of our control. And we got to pull it back. And that's why boundaries are so important. But we'll get to that one. We've got to start with this solid routine of nurturing you. Nurturing you. You've got to balance your masculine and feminine energy. And you've got to do those things that you need to do for you, like being in your body more. Because again, we're in hustle, we're in creation, within our businesses. So we're in motion, in action. So we stay in that masculine energy of being in our heads, right? Hello, overthinking. Way too easy to get stuck in that place. And so we've got to do more of the stuff that gets you out of your head and grounds you into your body just for balance, because we got to keep the head. The head is a good thing. We're not saying it's not. We've got to balance it out. So exercise, happy dancing, stretching, just movement, anything, breathing, deep breathing exercises are amazing. Anything to get you energetically and emotionally back down into your body. A really great habit as well is meditation, because now we're saying, okay, I'm creating a stillness in my mind. And again, allowing myself to get into my body, anchoring the processor, right? Because there's all that information is happening. The release techniques. I talk about this all the time. If you've been in my audience for a while, release techniques are huge. We need a method of consistently releasing our backed up emotion and energy. So having emotional release techniques are huge because again, right, we're extending ourselves. We've got all this sensation and information coming in, and there's a lot of stuff we take on that's just not ours, not our responsibility. we care. Again, we're empaths, right? We're taking on the emotion and the energy of so many people. And all that stuff we're exposed to triggers our own stuff. So we got to create some release of the stuff that weighs us down. And all of that junk affects our ability to focus and process information appropriately. So then how do we do all those things? How do you stick to the routine? How do you do the stuff that you need to do to nurture you? The meditation, the release techniques, all of that. That's where we get into my favorite topic, boundaries. Boundaries are about you. It's about your energy management of your bubble, 100%. For those of you in the Embrace Your Alpha workshop, right? Like I broke down the exact how-tos of step-by-step of understanding your boundaries and how it was really about the boundaries you need with yourself. That's why no amount of planners, no amount of reminders are going to work if your boundaries are not on point, where you are self-parenting yourself and holding to those boundaries, but you got to be clear on what they are. And they're way less complicated than it seems going in. But that's why I'm a boundaries expert. It's why I specialize. You're not going to hold to your schedule or your routine or your time or any of those things if you don't have boundaries. And boundaries are actually energetic. It's protecting the energy and the emotions. So as an empath, a highly sensitive person, you must have boundaries. It is the key to changing everything and your ability to focus, maintain attention, and follow through. Because all those things, right? All that stuff, when you've got the boundaries in place, it helps reduce the overload of information because it gets you back into you. We got to ground. So it's the energy and the emotion and your attention is not invested in all these things out here. It's not spread all over the place. That's why you're so distracted. All the stuff brings you back, pulling you back into you, taking your power back by focusing on you first, right? Because again, it's not about you prioritizing you over others. It's about you recognizing you are the foundation piece of everything that you desire. Your business, your relationships, your health, your mindset, everything. You are the foundation piece. So we need to proportionately invest the amount of time and energy that is that foundation piece, like a pyramid. You're the foundation. So the most time and energy needs to go into the foundation piece and build up from there. Now, and again, that's the missing piece for most people when it comes to focus and attention is what are the boundaries that I need in shifting my relationship with myself and then following through with that stuff I need to do to anchor me in with me. Give me that grounding, that clarity. And once you're doing that, you are finally supporting you, not just focusing on the external conditions. You're focusing on you and how your brain and your body and information processing works. So once you're supporting your energy, your emotions, your information processing, then it's time to shift the external stuff. It's time to shift the systems and the habits with time and energy management, right? Like how you start planning your projects during the day and working with yourself. Like it's okay to have shorter attention span and have shorter snippets of focus. That's, again, it's how our brains and our information processing works, but plan for it. So myself, I generally go into my day with 3 key projects that I'm working on, or 3 key pieces of content, or 3 big tasks I need to work on. When I'm working on one, when I start to lose focus and I get tired, I take a break and then I switch to the next one and I cycle through the 3. So those 3 things that I wanted to get done. And I have a plan of working with myself, rather than being like, no, I need to focus. I got to stay on this till it gets done. Like, no, I'm working with myself. It's okay. So planning your projects to hop around. Using a Pomodoro timer was a massive shift for me to basically say, okay, every 25 minutes, I am scheduling myself a break and I'm stopping, I'm stepping away from the computer, stepping out of my office for 5 minutes to just schedule in a break. Again, alpha women, high performers, we are great at hyper focusing and hustling our asses off until there's nothing left. So we need a break. That is a big reason we have difficulty focusing and difficulty maintaining attention and follow through. Too much stuff and then not enough breaks. Not enough. So Pomodoro timer, amazing. Like the most important thing you can do to support your focus is take a break. And the most important aspect of all the stuff that we talked about today really is to support your focus and your attention is really about nurturing you, right? Nurturing you, having those boundaries, right? Those strong, consistent boundaries over the long term. And that's really the key. The boundaries will allow you to be consistent in taking care of you, not overextending yourself into too many things, right? We're talking about taking that power back, bringing the tentacles of energy and emotion back into ourselves. And so, we've got to have that skill set in place. And then the support and accountability over the long term to make sure that you are consistent because boundaries is a skill. It's 100% learned. And for those of us who it's not working for, most of us, because we learn it from our parents or our family of origin, we need to learn new skills with our boundaries. And that's what I specialize in. So all the work that I do with my clients, we all go through the boundaries work. So if you are ready to balance your energy and your focus and have the badass boundaries that you need for greater impact and influential leadership, send me a message, DM me, PM me, and we'll chat about the next steps that you need to take in order to get an invitation to work with me. See which one of my programs is the best fit for you to have those badass boundaries and really step up in that influential leadership. So you can have the focus and the follow through and the attention and also really build the skill of being massively present for the things that you want to be present for. It's always, always the best. So let me go back through now some of these amazing comments. So let's see here. Yeah, lots of reminders, no follow through. Oh, did all the planners just don't work? Yep. Let's see. Oh, the husband said he can't keep up with me. I'm going to use the computer analogy. Yes, especially since he's an IT guy. Yes, yes, yes. Messaging or emailing, I get to the end, I need to backtrack. Yep, right? Like again, the brain is so fast. Belly dancing is so amazing. Yes. More of the feminine as well, the meditation, working out, prayer, gratitude. Yes, more of that feminine energy. Any way that you can be in your body more to just balance all the awesome that happens in our amazing computer that is this beautiful divine alpha woman. We just need reaching the next level of empowerment, embodiment, confidence, clarity, consistency that opens up the doors to all the things we desire. Really is about balancing that out with just more of that beautiful feminine flow, which is as simple as just being in your body more. Yeah. And then again, that key to consistently being in your body more and really having the focus and the follow through is the boundaries. So, like I said, if you are ready, you want to learn more about that, shoot me that message and we'll talk about your next steps. So thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, this is really interesting, pulling between, we've got the YouTube and the Facebook and the Instagram. So this has just been such a blast. So good. I love it. So I hope you enjoyed today. As always, all the amazing content that I share. And I look forward to sharing more juicy stuff with you next week. So we'll be doing this on the weeklies. And remember, as always, you are enough. And I will talk with you soon.